if this book were to be made into a movie, who would play the Treasury Walas?
Well, I've got to tell you, they're not young. Well, the daughter is young, but basically the cast is slightly elderly. So you're going to have to look at actors who are willing to play their age. So, I mean, I'll make some calls. But, you know.
But we can't reveal the names.
I want John Abraham because he's half Parsi, so he has to be cast as the male lead.
And Mrs. Treasury Wala?
Mrs. Treasury Wala is, we'll have to get the same age group. He's about 50, 51. So I don't want a 25-year-old playing. You know, that has to end. Do you have any suggestions for the girl?
Wait, you've based it on your Shanaz Treasury Wala, so put her there, no?
Okay, we'll give Shanaz a crack.
So Shanaz and John.
Yeah.
And she's got the voice and the way she talks to the dog. It's all Shanaz
I've just
Treasury
taken the
Wala,
name.
who Cyrus is quite fond of.
I've just taken the name.
So is she aware that she's been...
No, she doesn't read.
She doesn't read.
No.
Okay. Okay, we leave it at that. Why should readers read this book? If you had a message for them.
Can I tell you honestly? I wish they would reverse this whole situation and say, don't do publicity. You know, the book, because books just, people like them and they read them or they don't.
Or they like dogs in this
Do you think
case,
Shakespeare is still around saying, read Hamlet? I'm not saying I'm Shakespeare. But I mean, let's face it, I'm pretty good.
Booker Prize, Shakespeare. All
Yeah. So I don't know how this works, this whole publicity thing and all that.
But why? Who should read the book?
Well, I think Harper and Collins have tried to, I'm so sorry, they're together now. Harper Collins are trying to reach the younger reader, clearly. And that's fair because it's like a generation has lost reading. I think we've already had two generations that have sort of gone, to use a better word, gayab, disappeared from reading completely. So maybe they're hoping, and I'm really worried because we have kids. One is 18, one is 22 now.
Neither of them.
And neither of them really read. And she and me were ferocious readers.
I mean,
growing up.
our houses,
Grew up with books.
It looks
variety
like
of
after our
books.
generation, it just sort of died.
Like this sort of a thing at home.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it.
So Fiona, I think that's why also they've asked us to write short books, which is almost like a learning step-by-step scalar
it's true.
system situation where first read this much, first see the cover, see the illustration, then read this small book, which is not too heavy or from any standard. Then they'll get a bigger book. Then, and then one day a proper Treasure Island or something will be read, Count of Monte Cristo, they'll come back. The Three Musketeers. These are the books I like. They are the classics.
Yeah, those.
I mean, I'm not against the Bronte sisters, but not my cup of tea.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.